What's the first crossover that comes to mind when you think durability? If it's not the Honda Element, you might want to rethink that. Watch this video to see where you're missing out, and why the 2026 Honda Element could be the comeback we didn't even know we were waiting for. Practicality unseen in today's vehicles. We don't even know where to start. The Element just nailed so many things, but if we had to pick one standout trait, it's gotta be practicality. That thing was a straight-up utility champ. Take the clamshell tailgate. You could sit on it, load gear easily, or haul long items without having to fold yourself into origami. Once you opened the front door, the suicide-style rear doors swung wide and gave you a massive entry point. The flat floor was another game-changer. A smooth and clean surface could be actually used for whatever your weekend called for. Even today's top players, Toyota RAV4, Subaru Forester, or the Honda CR-V for example, don't quite hit that level of thought-out utility. So if the 2026 Honda Element shows up with even half of the old model's practicality, it's game over. It would instantly become the most usable, functional crossover in its class. Pet-approved interior design. Speaking of practicality, it's impossible to ignore how much love the Element got from the pet community. Back in its heyday, it racked up more than a few pet-friendly vehicle awards, and it earned every single one. The whole setup, from the easy-to-clean floors to the massive square cargo area, made it a dream ride for your best friends. You had wide-opening doors that made loading a big dog super easy. The low step-in height meant older dogs didn't have to leap like they were entering an agility course. And then there's the airiness, tons of glass and visibility, which made nervous pets feel a little less boxed in during road trips. Today, more people than ever treat their pets like family. Most modern crossovers aren't bad, but they also weren't really designed with that in mind. That's why people remember the Element, even those who never owned one probably heard the stories. If the 2026 model brings back that same kind of pet-first thinking, there's no doubt it'll win over a whole new wave of animal lovers. Boxy styling is coming back. Practicality and pet-friendly charm wouldn't have been possible without that iconic box on wheels design. Of course, that same styling wasn't everyone's cup of coffee. Toward the end, the lack of sleek curves and aerodynamic flow started working against the crossover. Fuel economy wasn't great, especially as competitors leaned into wind tunnel-tested bodies. That boxy charm became a reason Honda thought it was time to let it go. But here's the twist, the company is circling back. The all-new Passport is chunkier, more upright. And the moment we saw it, that familiar thought crept in, are they setting the stage for something else? Something like the Element? It wouldn't be that wild. The market is shifting again. Buyers are tired of jellybean-shaped crossovers that all blur together. Rugged, functional design is making a comeback. The 2026 Honda Element returns. Under the hood, boosting gas mileage. The crossover wasn't exactly a rocket. But that 2.4-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine got the job done. It was perfect for what the Element was built to do. If we're being fair though, fuel economy was never its strong suit. For something its size and power output, it could have done better. That was probably the one real downside, and it's something Honda absolutely has to fix if they want the 2026 Element to really shine in today's market. And from what we're seeing, that fix is coming, most likely in the form of a hybrid setup. Honda's been sharpening its hybrid game lately, and if the new Element taps into that, it could easily hit 40 miles per gallon or better. Think about it, 40 miles per gallon, plus all the cargo room, smart packaging, pet-friendly features, and now maybe even all-wheel drive. Hybrid is the final piece. Keeping the durability is key. That engine was a tank, but it wasn't just about what was under the hood. The whole thing was built with a kind of over-engineering that we just don't see anymore. The materials, the panel fitment, the paint, it all held up. You still see Elements from the early 2000s cruising around with 200,000 miles like it's no big deal. What really hits hard is that this kind of durability is rare now. Cars today are more complex, more fragile. Manufacturers don't just sell vehicles anymore, they sell repairs, parts, service plans, and trade-ins. It's tough to picture most of today's new crossovers being daily drivers 20 years from now. And that's where the nerves come in with the 2026 Element. We're excited, but cautious. The original set the bar high. If Honda brings the name back just to slap it on another soft-roader with a 5-year shelf life and a long list of dealer-only parts, it's going to sting. Durability was part of the Element's soul. If Honda wants lightning to strike twice, that mindset needs to come back too. The sweet price point for this beauty. This is another big make or break moment for the company. If Honda really wants to bring the Element back the right way, they need to remember who it was for in the first place. This wasn't a luxury SUV or a tech-packed show-off. It was a practical and affordable rig. We've seen iconic nameplates come back, but jammed with premium packages, oversized touchscreens, and price tags that push them way out of reach. The Element doesn't need to be fancy. In fact, it shouldn't be. The charm came from its simplicity. If the 2026 Element sticks to that formula, then a starting price around $25,000 sounds more than fair. If Honda loads it up and tries to sell it like a boutique lifestyle vehicle, that's when the magic starts to slip away. Let's hope it will be done right and see it at showrooms early in 2026.